representing the third organizing pillar, Aalto University, but of course Markku has plenty of other roles as well. Markku, please.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's really especially a pleasure to see you here. This is my home university. I came to study here. I was welcomed in this very same hall by the rector of the university along with the 1,000 other students. That was already a long time ago. I don't want to try to remember what was the year, but anyhow, a long time ago. Since that, so I've been working very much dealing with the innovation, especially with the innovation ecosystem, although that we did not use that word in the 90s or in the 80s. Then when I was a member of the parliament, so there we reviewed a lot of innovation. Innovation became a key word in Finnish policy. Members of parliament started to use that at the end of the 90s, and that was a big thing. Now I'm very convinced with my new role as the president of all the regions in Europe, so that innovation is the crucial future. And I want to convince that with the one or actually two slides to start with. So unfortunately, President Jean-Claude Juncker was not able to get the video done for this. He was with us at the Committee of the Region plenary, and I had as well a 15-minute bilateral meeting with him on Thursday morning, so last Thursday, and we had reserved time for the video, but unfortunately it was the Greek issue. He had spent the last long evening with the Greek Prime Minister to get that critical issue solved. But I wanted to highlight a few of those key messages that were high on a really priority in our discussion. So what does innovation mean and how this is seen a bit on a broader scale? So that's the reason having a few of these key messages which were part of our dialogue and part of the dialogue when President Juncker was addressing our plenary. We normally use in our plenaries the hemicycle of the parliament. Thanks to the parliament, through here we have Lambert and Nistelrooij, so there's a great really that we have between these two EU institutions, a very good interaction nowadays. But the key message is there, so we need to have more kind of structured territorial dialogue. Why that? So that's so crucial today that the cities and regions, along with the local other actors, universities, research centers, industry, but citizens more and more, so they move on with this. We want to have really more of these elements, innovation elements, integrated to the investment package. That's a crucial role, and as a president of the CR, so I will have a chance to start as well a kind of roadshow around in Europe on these issues. Show what can that mean? What can mean that investment package is a strong innovation dimension? And this opportunity here is an essential activity, bringing new ideas, developing the ideas further on. I added here as well, because the same meeting last Thursday we approved our Committee of the Region, our priorities for the 5-year term. So I picked up from there using exactly the words that are on that resolution. So showing on that these elements which are linked strongly to innovation, they form a kind of new mental mindset to move on. And this is very much what this conference is all about as well. You have this material and the other materials provided in the conference virtual reality working environment. I'll come to that since you have now, everyone has got this conference booklet describing what this is all about, what is the program, speakers, etc. But especially put a mark there in the page 54. This is the virtual working environments for the Open Innovation Conference. So we are having a lot of interactive material there, something already provided in advance, and there you will get the information how to have the access. Use your own computer, because this is Aalto Open here, providing an open access. Use your Chrome browser to get there, and with the Open Innovation 2.meshmoon.com, OI2.meshmoon.com, it says here. So there you will have the material. You can work there, you can add there a lot of this document. This is an experiment as well. What does this mean? So we have tested that as well. So good bridge to the next group of speakers as well is so that we already had 3 days active working before this conference. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 70 people were working on just a 15-20 minute drive from here in the National Park Nuuksio, where we were really camping, innovation camping, where we provided outcomes. Part of the outcomes are already there on this virtual environment, and we are working along further on. One of the focus areas was concretely, what does it mean, this local regional innovation ecosystem? The West Metro Corridor, I'm sure our mayor of Espoo will talk a bit more about that. We had another issue which was more hosted by the Helsinki Regional Council, focusing on smart citizen. And then the third one was really what to happen, how to implement in reality, in practice, open innovation 2.0 on a European scale. We worked on those. And another thing that I want to stress is that you can get from the exhibition or from downstairs this book about orchestrating regional innovation ecosystem. That is your personal copy, and it explains a lot the work done and a lot work to be done. And we use the material that you are providing, all these concrete discussions during the conference, to take these steps further on. And my third concrete point, while putting once again, this is where we have the virtual reality platform for all of you to jump in. I want to emphasize that just after the lunch break, we'll have the workshops, the waypoints, going around in different interesting locations in this university campus. You need to register for that. There is a limited space for each of those waypoints. And there is just the next table to the registration text table. There is that place. 1/3 of you have already done that, but not more. You need to go there during the coffee break or immediately during the lunch break. With these words, so I'm really convinced, I'm waiting for the new results, convinced that this is really something that we will remember. This is a bit different way to interact more during this kind of conferences. Thank you for all coming here. We'll look forward for the fruitful results of this conference. Thank you. And now let me continue by calling here the next set of speakers. Jukka Mäkelä, the mayor of Espoo, will take the chairs here. And then Antti Ahlava, vice president of the Aalto University. Please join in already here. And then our MEP, Member of Parliament, European Parliament, Lambert van Nistelrooij, please, you as well join us here. And we will start by the words of Jukka. Jukka Mäkelä, welcome.
Thank you, Markku, or should I say, Mr. President. Mr. Chairman, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear innovation leaders from all over Europe and beyond. As the mayor of the city of Espoo, it gives me a great honor and pleasure to see all of you here in our innovation garden. The conference is a proof of sharing the same spirit and goals throughout Europe and beyond. I'm sure that the next 2 days will be filled with good food for thoughts, inspiration and new initiatives. I want to thank the European Commission, Intel Europe, Aalto University and everyone involved for organizing this memorable conference. It is wonderful to see how powerful the open innovation mindset and the practices are in Europe. I'm especially happy that the City of Espoo can contribute to this process by hosting this event. As a city, Espoo is still young. In the 50s, Espoo was still more like a handful of villages. But the foundation for the present status of the innovation garden was already laid. The Finnish government decided to establish the University of Technology, my own alma mater, to Otaniemi, where we are at the moment. During the same years, VTT, Technical Research Center of Finland, made the same decision. And the City of Espoo decided to build a modern garden city which was named Tapiola. I'm also born in Tapiola Garden City. Our population has grown more than tenfold since then. Today, Espoo is the second largest city in Finland, and the Espoo Innovation Garden is the largest innovation hub in Northern Europe. In Espoo, we have done things differently from the beginning. Instead of one city center, we do have several of those. I think that our networked city structure represents a sustainable way to develop urban environments of the future. Doing things differently is in our DNA. The new metro line will connect Helsinki and Espoo in August 2016. The West Metro Growth Corridor, or Collaboration Corridor, together with Espoo Innovation Garden, will boost the development of the whole metropolitan area for the years to come. Espoo will have about 25% more residents and more companies within the next 20 years. The metro is Espoo's largest ever investment in infrastructure. However, constructing the metro is not just an infrastructure project. For me, it is an enabler for growth, collaboration and prosperity. The primary role of the metro is to serve in the best possible way the Aalto University, the VTT Research Center, the Otaniemi Science Community, the startup ecosystem and the hundreds of international businesses in the area. The Espoo Innovation Garden works also as a testbed for new solutions when we are building a smart city. We must strengthen our capabilities in adapting novel solutions, trying new ways, failing, learning and doing better to be successful. The economic situation of Europe is stressed and a prosperous future is far from being granted. Also, Finland has been struggling, mainly due to the international financial crisis and the structural changes in ICT sector, including Nokia. Some important decisions with fundamental impact on Espoo Innovation Garden were made already in 2008 to 2010. The Finnish government initiated the creation of Aalto University as a merger of 3 universities. The city of Espoo decided to fund the largest part of the West Metro project to make it happen. And the Aalto Entrepreneurship Society was founded by the students who run nowadays the largest startup event in Northern Europe called SLUS. All these actions supported a change towards an open innovation economy led by entrepreneurial spirit, inspired by arts and design, and operated by bold bottom-up initiatives. Espoo Innovation Garden is an open network of residents, researchers, professors, students, companies, and communities. Anyone can become a gardener. Science and research organizations, companies, cultural and sport organizations, city employees, and residents. Anyone who lives here or likes the Espoo spirit is welcome. So I welcome you to explore our Espoo Innovation Garden and to become an innovation gardener yourself. I wish you all inspiring moments in our garden of innovations and experiences. We like to call our city a high-tech and innovation city because companies like Nokia and Kone are located in our city. And of course, we like to call our city an innovation city because Aalto University and VTT Research Centers is located here. We like to call our city an innovation city because companies like Rovia with their Angry Birds and Supercell are born and raised in the city of Espoo, just like me. We are also very proud of our nature, our clean and beautiful nature. When Mayor Yang from Shanghai was visiting us last year, he asked me that, why are those birds so angry in Finland? They should not be so angry here in Finland because the nature is so clean, but they should be a little bit angry in Shanghai. I hope you have time to enjoy also our beautiful nature. I wish you a very good open innovation seminar in Finland and in the city of Espoo. Thank you.
Okay, next we'll start our experimenting tour around the campus, and it's the Vice President Antti Ahlava who will now have the floor. Please.
My name is Antti Ahlava, and on behalf of Aalto University, I wish you all very welcome to this periphery of Europe. I am responsible for the campus and real estate development of the university, which many say is part of the enablers of universities, supporting research and teaching activities. But I don't agree with this view. I think that universities and their campuses are one of the most important experimental laboratories for advancing that kind of physical, digital ecosystems, which are to be models for the future development of the cities and the societies. So we are already developing that kind of test beds, which are the basis of open innovation in the future. Aalto University was established 5 years ago by combining together 3 of the oldest and biggest and best universities in their fields in the country, basing on one single basic strategy, which was interdisciplinarity and cross-disciplinarity. So Aalto is a place where science and art meet technology and business. And of course, kind of interdisciplinary action is also at the core of open innovation, in addition to partnering between different fields of the society. And in order to break the traditional boundaries between such fields as these, we need interfaces where communication and collaboration takes place between these fields. And this has a direct influence to also the physical structure which we have in the environment and the cities. So this is a picture of one of the older parts of our campus, which is really typical for European university and also business and technology campuses, that we have this kind of open field with greenery. We call this a green city, a garden city, and then block-like buildings located in this field, which are, and the structure is scattered, it's based on a single car, and it's difficult to orchestrate interaction between the buildings, which means that also the collaboration between people who are working in this area is a bit difficult. So what we are proposing as a solution based on the actual ideology of open innovation here is a so-called natural city, the 21st century garden city, which is based on flexible divided systems of growth, which starts from co-design, collaborative work with all the different participants from the university and also from the surrounding group of stakeholders in the city and in business, in order to create meeting places for random positive collisions in a certain type of hierarchy of public spaces. So we need this kind of a system of the actual places of interaction to support that communication which takes place in the digital world. So nowadays we have studied this a lot, that when the new students, the digital natives, come to our university, they are already very familiar with digital networking, and they can use all digital communication devices. And they come here because the university is contributing to the opposite of that. It's a place of discussion and actual meetings with people, and we need to have also a physical counterpart which is supporting that kind of activities. So here you can see a couple of renderings from so-called garage quarters, which are former laboratory storage areas from our campus, which are now becoming transformed into a model of this kind of grassroots, street-level urban interaction. We are opening big windows, increasing the amount of entrances to the buildings and emphasizing the street level in order to create this public space for collisions. And also we are developing a lot of new student housing. The reason for all this development is that we not only combined 3 universities, we also combined their campuses. So there are going to be thousands of faculty and staff and students moving here during the couple of next years, which requires also a lot of new construction. The university is going to spend 300 million euros in 5 years in physical construction. And so this is a key moment for us to also define those factors which create this open innovation environment. So the new student housing will be also used as a third space. So the ground floors will be transformed into services, working spaces for the students, and meeting places between the faculty and the students. Of course, one of the key issues in open innovation is that what is the collaborative platform or interface to the digital world from the tangible world. And we have certain key highlights from this field where we have tested this at our university. One is so-called student hubs, and this is supporting the flipped classroom idea. So when the students come to the classes and the learning situations, they have already studied their stuff from the internet and from the material provided by the courses in order to discuss that with the teachers and fellow pupils. And these student hubs We have now about 20 of them in all of our campuses, are places where the students do this learning from the out-of-classroom material. Then we have 3 factories, and maybe the most notable of them is Design Factory. Factories are places for interaction not only between the fields of business, engineering and design, but necessarily with outside companies. So the courses arranged in these factories work so that the companies invest a certain amount of money in order to give the students and the course organizers the possibility to develop them new products and new business models as well. And over the years they have produced already almost 100 of these new products. And one of the latest new test beds for digital open innovation is this AD Laboratory of Digital Design, where the students from mechanical engineering, mechatronics, design and architecture work together so that what they do, it covers all the different sections of digital activities, from digital theory, philosophy, to design and actual manufacturing. And one example of the benefits of this interaction between fields is, for example, that we have been able to develop cellulose-based material for 3D rapid prototyping. So we are making 3D printing out of natural materials. Okay, in the end, I would like to show you a video which shows the future of Otaniemi in maybe about five years.
For a mountain bike.
So
To
Otaniemi,
use the unique qualities of a mountain bike, what you really need is the techniques to do it.
okay, this
In other words,
sound doesn't
techniques.
belong here. Okay, Otaniemi has been the starting point for many spin-off companies over the years, like Kone and Nokia, and the business environment is growing here still rapidly. We are going to multiply the present population in, let's say, 10 to 15 years by 4 times, which creates the necessary critical mass in order to support the services in the region. We are also going to build so-called garage quarters, which you can see here, for industrial internet campus in collaboration with companies. So this is quite revolutionary that we are actually inviting companies to work inside our university campus. Here in the center you can see the new building of the School of Arts, Design and Architecture, which is based on an open international competition, and the result was this won because it was a clever mixture of flexible units in a modular manner, as you can see here, where different departments of the school can mix with each other, not only horizontally but also vertically. And this supports the interaction between those different fields. Okay, I didn't want to tire you with boring stories about the strategies of our university, but to show you these practical examples of what we are doing and working on this field of open innovation. And once again, you are warmly welcome to Aalto University. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Antti. And now I'll call Lambert van Nistelrooij. So he's one of the most influential members of the parliament, especially linking innovation to the role of cities and regions. Lambert, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for having me here this morning. It is my 3rd visit to Espoo in the last years, and but I have some impression that Espoo is also coming more intensively to Brussels. So the relation is from 2 sides, and usually now the Committee of Regions President, Marco Mäkelä, is one of those who are really a balanced way of thinking, not just, let me say, calling for innovation, but make things happen and communicate on this. You know, this morning's speech on my side is maybe a little bit from outside, from the political world, European Parliament's world. Tell you at this very moment, our leaders, Juncker and co, his commission, they are talking about Greece. They are talking now about Ukraine. They are talking now about the refugees from the south. These are the political things. And this is necessary, to talk, political talk. But beyond that, something evokes in Europe. And let's have a look there. And then I might have a message in this morning speech about something that I think that lacks, that we need, that we should stronger embrace in politics to make a next step in Europe. First, my remark about the Juncker Commission. Parliament supported the Juncker Commission. Juncker Commission has 3 highlights. First is better regulation. Not top-down where necessary, yes, but open the window of opportunities to come on board from a decentralized level, from entrepreneurs, from cities, from industry. The second thing of the Commission is, in fact, the coming forward with an investment plan, and Kaitanen did it. Parliament agrees, we will decide this month, the 24th of June, to have this investment package of high risk private capital into the market, make it flow. And then, of course, we have the Commission working on the internal market. Now just presented the digital single market package. These 3 things are okay and necessary. But what is lacking is a connection, as I just started, the connection with your real world on the innovation 2.0, on industry 4.0, and those who are the mayors, who are the presidents of the regions, who are the CEOs, who are those who are the national parliaments with the European Union. And that's why my proposal, and I could speak about this in the Wire, the week of innovative regions. Some 100 regions came together in Riga last week to have a new pact. We need a new pact on innovation, on implementation, on those approaches that you have here, much more horizontal, combining the digital world with the planning world, with the science and the entrepreneurial world. The new pact on innovation is bringing us into this next stage. Personally, I was the negotiator on the structural funds. We have in Europe 2 important funds. We have the Horizon Research and Development Fund, especially on excellence, that's some 80 billion, and we have 320 billion, 25 billion in the structural funds. And what we did till now is we spent the structural funds for 60% on roads, concrete and asphalt. And for the first time we see now the development to research, infrastructure and innovation. Some from the Regional Development Fund, and together it's 160 billion, now 40 billion is for the first time going to research infrastructure. So what we should do is combine these 2 funds and create responsibility, more responsibility in regions, in cities, with these instruments all over Europe in a new pact on innovation. And I think that European Parliament is feeling that something is missing. Engagement is missing. Politics, Europe is not popular at this moment at all. You know, you have all those different, even in Finland, different waves in politics and cuts, also cuts in innovation, budgets here also. And the answer is a new pact on innovation, a new pact together with the cities. I will be Wednesday in the informal ministers' conference in Riga talking about the urban agenda, the metropoles, the mid-size, because it's not the size that counts, it's the focus that counts, cities in Europe. Let me end by inviting you, and inviting also Mäkelä, to take up this opportunity before the end of the year to present a bottom-up horizontal new pact on innovation in Europe. Committee of the Regions can play a role. We have 2 moments to evoke, to show this. There's the Open Days of Regions and Cities in October, and the 7th Innovation Summit of Knowledge for Innovation in the Parliament. There 800 people meet, political people, representatives of your communities and from industry. Let's grasp this opportunity, and for this message, thank you very much for having me here.
Okay. I can assure, so we'll agree with Lambert van Nistelrooij, so okay, we'll move on to that pact, and we will have several of the activities.
We go for the roadshow.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for, now we've been really getting the key perspectives for this conference. So it is really what actually comes up of all of this, so kind of bottom-up movement. That is what we are starting to see more and more in Europe. So it's not just combining top-down, but it's really getting this kind of engagement and people taking a strong action and participation. So I'll then hand over to Bror to call for the next panel, and we thank everyone once again. Thank you very much.